Another two important points tonight. When it comes to out-of-town scoreboards and all that, do you guys talk about that at all? Does it have to come up, or is it just this thing that you guys all know within?
You just got to win games, that's all. So it doesn't really matter what anyone else is doing. We can only control what we can control, and that's winning games.
Have you guys kind of turned that, you guys are written off a few weeks ago, a few months ago, you guys kind of turned that into a rallying cry and kind of trying to prove everyone wrong that you guys are still in the battle here and you guys still have a chance to get a playoff spot?
I mean, it would have been easy to definitely just kind of roll over and die, a couple weeks ago or a month ago, just with the negativity around our team, from fans and from media. So, we always kind of believed that we could put together a run. We've been able to do that a little bit, put ourselves in a little bit of a chance. Obviously, still lots of work to do. So, we got a long way to go.
It's Gunner. So a hard hit last game, you were taken out. How are you feeling now?
I feel fine. It's just precautionary stuff. So by the time I got back after that, it was last 10 minutes of the game, and our decor, there was only 4 of them, but they were rolling, so I understand that.
Good to go?
Yep, good to go.
The Flames put 9 past these guys last night. Is this just another game that needs to be exploited by you guys in the playoff race?
I mean, putting up 9 would be nice, of course, but I think that we got to focus on playing a tight game. We can't count on scoring a lot of goals every game. We got to play 3-2 game, 4-3 game. So I think it's a league of a race to 3 or 4 goals, and then after that, it's all about defending. So I think that's kind of our mindset.
Do you have to be cautious of a team that's coming in after getting 9 scored on them?
Yeah, probably. They're going to be pissed off, and I think our game plan is to worry about us, not about them. They got to worry about what they're doing over there, and then we got to worry about what we're doing over here. So I think that the last 10-15 games for us has been pretty positive for the most part, and keeping that consistency is important.
What goes through a team's head after it gets bombed like that the next day? Does it actually serve as a bit of more of a motivator?
Oh, for sure. We're athletes. We're competitive by nature, and anytime you lose a game, no matter what the score, you're pissed off. If you're not pissed off, then maybe this is the wrong sport. So I think that if that happened to us, we'd be pissed off. We'd be ready to go, even though it's on a back-to-back.
Matt, are you guys watching the standings? Is that something you guys talk about amongst yourselves, or does that stay out of the discussion internally here?
I think on game days, we're just focusing on what we need to do. And then after the game, you can look at the standings and who won that night and who lost that night. I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty sure everybody in this locker room does that. It's a close race. So I think the most important thing is just to focus on what we have here in the locker room and doing our jobs tonight.
It's been a good homestand for us overall. There's that Toronto game that's obviously it's gone and passed, but those are 2 points we wish we got. But we thought we responded well against New York, and we're still going in the right direction. So today's another 2 points we need, and that's our goal, to get in there and get those 2 points.
It's been a bit of an up and down season overall, and you guys have had other good stretches like this of 10, 11, 12 games where you've had a lot of wins. How do you compare to the energy level and just the attitude around the team when you get on a bit of a roll like that?
The energy levels they're completely different. When you're losing, it's nobody has fun. It's tough to sleep. You come to the rink, it's just not the same. You don't have the same energy. But when you're winning, you have the extra little jump. You want to compete hard, and it's different from when you're losing, for sure. When you're winning, it comes a little bit easier. The grind of losing, it really eats at you. So a stretch like this, it's awesome to be on. Everybody in the dressing room feels good about it, and we want to keep this feeling. So that's our goal for the rest of the season, and we're gonna push and give ourselves a chance to make the playoffs.
You've played with a few different centers, obviously, throughout the year. Sometimes second line, sometimes third line. Have you had to sort of just settle into that mindset that you play the way you play, no matter who you're with? Because when you had some good shifts last game, keeping pucks alive, forecheck, regardless of who you're out there with.
Yeah, definitely. I think no matter where I play in the lineup, I have to stick to my game, because at the end of the day, that's what's moving me up the lineup if I'm moving up. And when I get away from that, that's when things don't go my way. So. I know what kind of player I am, and I know what I need to do to go out there. I'm a guy that's going to be out there creating room, getting on the forecheck, keeping pucks alive. So, I have to continue to be good at that, and continue to work on other aspects of my game to make myself a more complete player.
You got a little banged up last game. How are you feeling today?
I feel fine. It was a maintenance day yesterday. It's been one of those years, and so when I can get my rest, that's the main goal. I want to be as healthy as possible for games, and that's my goal. So.
Good to go for tonight?
Yeah, I'll be playing tonight.
Awesome. Thank you.
Just starting with tough news with Perry and Randy. Obviously, good friends of all of ours, in particular Perry. I've seen Perry for a long, long time and being around him, class guy. And Randy, to me, is one of the guys that gets it. And a very, very funny man with a great wit. So just on behalf of the coaches and players, our condolences to both of the families.
Yuri Letninen's here. Did you make him or did he make you?
Oh, I made him for sure. The perfect player. He was positionally perfect every game, and I never coached him once, never told him how to play. Amazing player, like to be that good, that many games in a row, and it just, the minute he came, I remember they sent him down because I was in Kalamazoo. They sent him down for 12 hours. They had an injury. He went back up, and the team actually played in Winnipeg, and he never left. And he's just an amazing player. You know, if you ever want to see how to play positional hockey, he's the guy to look at.
Ken, I just want to ask about Milan Lucic's status and Oscar Klefbom's status for tonight.
Both him and Clef are in tonight, so we're fully loaded, ready to go. So they're both going to play.
Ken, the Devils obviously are a team right now decimated by injuries. Last night, not a great third period for them. You can never overlook a team, but Alex Chason spoke yesterday about he feels the team's getting better at having good starts. And the start tonight against a team like that that's weaker than due to injuries, important and crucial in your knowledge of understanding that you got to get off a team like that rather than give them any sort of life?
Well, when we showed tape on them, we didn't even show anything from Calgary. That's a throwaway game for me. We watched how well they played against Winnipeg, or sorry, against Washington, and how well they played against the Rangers. That was our focus. This is not the time to be focused on the opposition. It's the time to be focused on ourselves. Our starts are good because we're emotionally engaged right off the bat, and we're putting our work boots on before our skill boots. And that's a big difference. We're understanding much more now how much our forecheck and our puck control in the offensive zone leads to scoring chances. And we're establishing that early in games, early in periods, and it's allowing us to control the tempo of the game more. And even in saying that, we all know being here, the window for us during a game, you know, we can outplay teams and maybe don't create the scoring gap that other teams, but we feel if we can create the working gap and we can come in and outwork teams, it gives us a fighting chance every night, and that's what's been happening for the last 2 months.
Ken, I know you said the focus is on you guys, but do you get the sense your guys are watching the standings, scoreboard watching on off days and stuff like that, or is that something that kind of stays out of the conversation in the room, in your opinion?
Well, we tried to keep it away from the room, but it didn't work. So it's in the room. Everybody knows what the numbers are. Everybody knows what's up tonight and what's on the horizon in the next 3 games. So the players are loving it. Like, it's exciting. There's every game means something. Every shift means something. They're loving the situation they're in right now. You know, it makes at times us a little bit nervous. You know, because we're kind of the worrying part. They're doing the playing part, but they're loving it. They're loving that these are, every game matters so much and every shift matters so much, and they're in it. And I said this before, I really believe that no matter what happens, we're going to be a tough out because we've now changed, and you don't know when it happens. Sometimes you don't even know how it happens, but we're dug in playing for each other right now, and I don't see that changing for the rest of the year.
Ken, when you're deciding whether to play Leon on the wing or Leon at center, do you just take a look at the other team and say, okay, they've got 2 really good centers, so I need Leon to play second-line center? Is that?
Yeah. Well, I look at it 2 ways. I look at that, number one, but then I look at where are we controlling the game? And if I feel like we need to control the game lower in both zones, then I'll make the switch right away. And he's such a good player down low in our zone and can transport the puck. I don't think he gets enough credit for the separation that he can create with his foot speed. I think he's very underrated foot speed-wise. And if we feel like it's going to be a bog game where the other team has got as much control of the down-low game as we do, then I'll make the switch right away and I'll ask him to go play there and bulwark it out. And we usually get a read on that halfway through the first period.
So like Vegas has got Carlson and Stashny, so there's a...
Yeah, that's going to require a conversation.
Yeah, okay.
For sure, because that's the strength of their hockey club. They're deep down there. They've got really strong players, and if you're going to beat them, you're going to have to knock the middle of the ice out of the box. And so that's a conversation we're going to have, yeah.
Okay.
Ken, have you liked your power play as of late? Is it just, Nugent Hopkins hit one off the crossbar? Are you getting the chances you want, or do you need to see something more from your first unit?
Until Clef went down, I liked what I saw. I liked the rotation. I think if we've been guilty of anything, we've allowed the other team to recover too quickly. But when we've rotated quickly across the top, like you saw the first power play we had, the rotation across the top was quick and fast and really smart, then we're effective. But when we get too slow and we overhandle it, we get stuck standing still. If you look at all of the power plays other than Washington right now, the 5 top power plays all play downhill. They all play with it. It looks like 4 guys are going towards the net at the same time. That's when we're most effective. When we stand still and look for something cross ice, it needs to be a perfect play. But when we play downhill, we're effective. And then that's when you play quick. And that's what we're trying to get to right now, is get back to that quickness again. Okay.